Welcome back to the farm, everybody. It is Monday, the 4th of April, 2022. Got a bad storm system coming in and extreme wind warnings out. So we're going to get a few projects done today before it gets any worse than it is. So stay tuned. We got some little projects coming up around the farm today. One of the first things we're going to do today is get some differential oil in that front differential down there and drain the oil out of the crankcase so we can get that back down to the right level. And then the Polaris side-by-side, it'll be ready to go for the summer. If you recall, in one of my last videos, I accidentally drained the front differential down there on my Polaris side-by-side. The only way to fill it is back through this vent tube that comes up here. So I have made I've used a gear oil little squirter nozzle cap screwed to a clear plastic soda pop bottle, and I tip it around and move it every once in a while. I get a bunch of bubbles out of it and it drops down in there. That's going to work real good because it's only supposed to be 150 milliliters down in that gearbox, and that's it. That's the last stuff that I got to put in there. One of the other things I did today was drill these two holes right here. The air vent tube was just hanging over a hose or another pipe for the radiator down there, so I thought we'd stick it up through here, loop it, and put it back down through there. That looks like a little better place to route that hose to when it's done filling the differential. I'm so unlucky in love, I thought I'd try something different, so I asked out a blind lady, see if she'd go on a date with me. Yeah, she told me she was seeing someone. We've got some cold weather predicted to be coming. So to keep the tank and stuff from freezing in the little weed sprayer there, we're going to drain the water out of the tank. And as soon as that's done, then I will hook it up to the battery on the rider and run all the pump and everything, make sure all the water's out of that system. I've got this little thing drained out now. This little valve back here, it's a single garden hose on and off valve. That doesn't come standard on these tanks, it's just a cap with a garden hose thread. But I put that valve on there, it makes it darn sight easier and handier to drain the tank. So when I tipped the tank up so that water would run out the back end of it, and I went to hook up the wires for the electric motor on the pump there. That one hooked up fine, but that one, yeah, it's missing the clamp on the end of it to hook onto the positive terminal. So what I ended up doing was just button that little bit of wire that's hanging out there up against there, turned on the pump, and let it run. So that's another little project I got to do now, is replace all that on the end of that, or get a whole new wire set up. I tried once to come up with a carpentry pun that would work. I think I nailed it, but nobody saw it. Speaking of carpentry work, today would be a good day to mount this urinal on the wall of the outhouse. And quite honestly, I was getting real tempted just to use the thing in the office. Yeah. So I better get it installed. Well, when you go on Google, they tell you the bottom lip of these things is supposed to be 24 inches up off the ground. So I can tell you right now, we're going to be too low right there. Let's see what that measures. Yeah, it's about 21 inches. So to get this up so it meets code, I've got to be up 24 inches. Let me run the tape out a little further. So the bottom edge of that has got to be about right there. So I need to add a 2x4 right there on top of this one that's here, that's supporting the wall. Then I can attach this to that. To keep the originality of the outhouse sort of intact, we're going to use this old board that was in there. Yeah, it had a lot of nails in it for some reason on one side. I don't know why, But I'm going to try cutting it down here between that nail and that nail hole with the saw, and then we'll go 48 inches back that way to get the other end of it and cut there. Huh. Well, okay. I guess I didn't have that set down far enough. Is it supposed to dig through a 2x4? But that sure didn't. There we go. That did it. Just wasn't set down far enough. While I was doing edits of today's video, in between filming segments of it, I noticed that little smiley face. I don't know if you can see it, but it's more than just the eyes and nose and the mouth. There's actually kind of a circle around it with some ears. So I don't know who drew that, but I want to preserve what I can of the outhouse, and that's one of the things. So instead of running a board completely across here to mount the urinal on, I'm going to cut it off short, so that'll be exposed. Later on, when the weather becomes nicer, I'll mask that off and put a clear coat of something over the top of it just to help keep it like it is now and keep it from getting messed up, people rubbing on it or whatever. So yeah, we're going to go back, cut the wood again, and mount it to the wall and do something a little different. Alrighty, there's the board in place, and this thing kind of eyeball level. Sorry if it gets a little dark to see. There's the last screw in. There we go. Now all we got to do is drill the hole down there for that hose. But I'm going to go in at a bit of an angle, I think. Yeah, just to help the hose drain a bit. So we're going to start off slow. There is the hole for the hose to go through. Now, we will take this and fish it through the hole down into the hole underneath there, which needs to have the sides of the outhouse plugged up. But anyway, we need to dig that trench down a little deeper. Anyway, this is the setup right here. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, we might get a 2-hole pipe clamp or something to anchor that to the wall yet. But yeah, that's the setup right there. I was driving by the county sheriff's jail the other day, and I happened to notice this midget climbing over the wall in his prison garb and on a rope made out of bed sheets all tied together. Thought to myself, that looks like a little bit of a condescending. Would you believe it took me 40 takes to get that? No, it was only 12. Yeah, okay, maybe 9. Well, you should all know by now, I have kind of an odd sense of humor. So here's the next thing I'm doing to the outhouse. Well, you've all seen the signs that I've purchased for the outhouse before, but we're officially installing them today. Yep. There's the last one. Well, this is wrapping up today's little deal here at the farm. Yeah. It's time for me to go in. It's starting to rain again. The wind has died down for a minute, so in I go. As always, don't forget, please subscribe if you like what you're seeing and you like the weird sense of humor. And as always, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, and don't forget, right down there, click on that red subscribe button. That means a lot to me and the algorithms that who knows who looks at YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Farmer Dave. We'll catch up with you again later. See you now. Bye-bye.